Peace and love, fam. Welcome to the Mwegas, and today I want to talk about this issue of judgment. It seems people in modern society do not want to be judged by what they do, right? They want to force you to accept them without any judgment. Well, that's not how the world works, okay? Because every place has its rules and regulations, right? We cannot live in a world where everybody acts the way they want to act and it is acceptable, right? So I just saw a post on Facebook where somebody was talking about we should not judge people by the way they dress when they go to church, and I was like, what are you talking about, right? Church is an institution. It has its rules. It has its regulations. It, it, it is structured in a certain way, right? You don't have to go to church. Nobody is forcing you to go to church. It's not like it's a government facility where you are required to go to get essential services, right? So they can tell you what to wear when you come to church. It's like your own private house or private home. People have rules about their houses, about their homes, right? There are places where you cannot get inside the house with your shoes on. In fact, it is disrespectful for you to go to somebody's house and just get inside that house with your shoes on, which you are walking outside there with, right? We don't know where you are with those shoes. You cannot just come and get inside a person's house with your own shoes, right? And people will tell you, if you've come, you're like a visitor and you're trying to remove the shoes. Of course, the host will tell you, oh, please don't remove. He or she is just being a good host. If you listen to them and walk in with those shoes, they will take you a certain way. It is like a ritual where I tell you, oh, please don't remove your shoes, and then you say, oh, it's okay, and then you remove your shoes, right? We've both done our bit. We're both cool. Because you can't get inside my house with your shoes and step on my carpet, which I will use money or a lot of effort to wash because you came in with your damn shoes and you dirtified it. Now let's go to the so that's a house. There's a way you sit in somebody's house. There's a way you behave in somebody's house, right? The church is not your house, okay? It has its own rules. You can't come to church looking like you're going to the club. I am not a church goer. It's been I don't know how many years since I went to church, but I understand the concept, okay? You can't just get into the church looking like you're out there night walking. You can't be dressing like a night walker in a church. And if I, as a non-church goer, I'm just walking, outside some church, and then I see Christians, ladies, walk outside that church looking like they are going to work at the red light district. You can't convince me that that is a church. I'll just say that's just a front. I will expect, when I in my mind, I will just picture a dimly lit room where drinks are being served, and then there are like dark places where fornication is happening. That is not the kind of picture you want just a non-church goer like myself, okay, having about your institution. Come on. Let us bring back judgment. Look, with this hair, there are places I cannot get employed. I accept that because it is my choice to have this hair. I cannot go to a corporate institution or a business and demand to be hired when I look the way I look. If this is not the look they want, then they have every right not to hire me. They have every right even not to allow me get inside their premises, right? Because I don't have to. It's not an essential service. I can work in a government institution like this, right? Because they are not supposed to keep me out, because that is government. That is an essential service. But a private business, a private company, they can say, no, you're not getting in. And it's okay. I will feel bad, I will feel offended, but it is my choice to have this hair, and it is their right to judge me by the way I look. So Dave Chappelle has this very nice sketch where he talks about somebody in the club, and then some lady walks by dressed a certain kind of way, and then this guy says something, and then the lady turns and says, just because I dress a certain kind of way does not make me those kind of people. And it's totally okay. Then he gives an analogy of a policeman just walking the streets dressed in a cop uniform, and then somebody running to them and reporting a crime to them, and then the police goes like, just because I dress like a cop does not make me a cop. See? So the moral of the story is, if you are not certain kind of people, why are you dressed in their uniform? If you are going to church, if you are a Christian, you should dress like a Christian. That is modest, presentable. If you are somebody who works in the streets, then you dress a certain kind of way because you want to expose the wares in which you are selling. So you cannot be walking around with all the wares for everybody to see, and then you assume people will not think that you are actually out here selling a certain kind of ware. Okay, so let's bring judgment back. Let us judge people. If you are judged and it makes sense that, okay, look, this hair might be associated with certain kind of people. So somebody looking at me and associating with me with certain kind of people, I understand, right? Because I chose to have this kind of hair, which is typical of a certain kind of people, right? If you dress a certain way and people associate you with certain kinds of people, you decided to wear that way, so you should accept that judgment, because that person has a right to judge you with what they know. I don't know you. I'm not going to sit down and start asking for your life story. And okay, we judge people by what we see. So if you don't want to be judged a certain kind of way, don't look a certain kind of way. Very simple.